From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is NewsCenter 16 at 11. NewsCenter 16's countdown to the national championship, presented by the Auto Park.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kevin Lewis. Notre Dame fever has hit the Sunshine State. Tonight, thousands of fans joined together for a glimpse of the Irish at the official pep rally down in Miami Beach. That's where our very own Gabby Gonzalez is standing by. And Gabby, I've heard it was quite the party down there.
Hey Kevin, well the party is just getting started down here on Washington Avenue. Plenty of Irish fans driving down with their Notre Dame flags and cheering out the windows, but that's nothing compared to the scene just a few hours ago as the pep rally got started. As soon as we pulled up, the Fighting Irish, a marching band, was making their way down Ocean Drive, fans cheering them along as they made their way, and the restaurants here packed with Irish fans too, all of them donning their ND gear as much as possible. And it was, let me tell you, a sea of fans out there, just row after row of people gearing up for this big moment. And they had a special treat because some Notre Dame legends took to the stage, and these guys know what it's like to be 2 days away from a national championship game. We caught up with a few of them backstage.
But it reminds me an awful lot of '88, etc. The excitement, the enthusiasm. I believe it's going to be a great night for the Irish on Monday night. But this is just tremendous to see the enthusiasm, the excitement. And college football's better with Notre Dame's on top.
It is. Like right now I'm thinking about it. You're reminiscing about the old times when I played back in the day. It's like, well, this is what it's all about. You know, Notre Dame, national TV. Alabama, good tradition. Now let's go and clash. Who's going to win? And I say the Irish are going to win big time.
It's a sea of Notre Dame fans. As far as you can see down this beach, there are Notre Dame fans. I knew we'd have a turnout tonight for this. I felt like we would, but never like this. And it just speaks so much to the University of Notre Dame and the love of the university.
I'm so caught up in it, being an alum, being a former player, but you know, now being so close to not only my two kids on the team, my daughter here as well, but I've gotten to know so many of these players over the years that feel like they're my surrogate kids as well. So it's such a family thing too, as well as a school and an alma mater thing, that I'm really caught up for it. I can't wait for kickoff.
A pretty chaotic but fun scene out there today. But it wasn't just fun in the sand. Our team coverage of this weekend continues. Our sports director, Jeff Jeffers, and Angela DiCarlo have more from Media Day.
Saturday, the Irish and the Crimson Tide got the chance to meet the media and talk about Monday's game. I'm joined by Angela DiCarlo. You were at the Super Bowl 46 Media Day. This was a mini version.
Yeah, and usually what happens when you have the quote-unquote media day, it gets a little wacky. You have the hijinks, and, well, this one was no different.
Feels like I'm in a dunk tank. Is there, there's nothing out there, I hope.
A lot has been made about the heat, but how has the beard held up in the heat?
The beard's been doing just fine. For some reason, it seems absolutely averse to any sort of heat-related effects, and so it's held up well. It's looking forward to Monday night. Golic definitely has a very thick, savage-like beard, though. I would definitely compare it to, you know, Sasquatch almost.
And Media Day got a bit of a Notre Dame flair as the football team's tradition, Trick Shot Monday, made a Saturday appearance with the BCS trophy in play. After 15 minutes of tries and failures, ESPN's Samantha Ponder hit the winner.
She was the first outsider to win this, is that right?
Yes, it is. It's completely right.
That's not a bad omen, is it?
No, that's fine. It's completely fine. You know, she was actually, I mean, she's a vet. I mean, she was in it before, so she's fine to shoot for us.
Diplomacy at its best from fifth-year senior John Goodman. He played that very well.
Yeah, I try to put him on the spot a little bit, have a little fun, but, you know, he showed why he has that Notre Dame education. He handled the situation rather well. Another reason why the Irish are in this position. Covering Media Day for Jeff Jeffers, I'm Angela DiCarlo, NewsCenter 16.
Looks like a lot of fun down there. Many thanks to our entire team in the Sunshine State. And remember, folks, NewsCenter 16 is your home for Notre Dame football. Our coverage from South Florida continues in every newscast right through the big game this Monday. And make sure to tune into our 1-hour specials both tomorrow and Monday night, both starting at 7 o'clock. Turning now to weather, and those in Miami will be glad they missed today's bit of snow. Here's Cindy with the first word.
Yeah, we're dealing with the winter weather down here while Brian Kelly's sweating it out in Miami. Well, we do have on 16 Doppler max, a little bit of snow to talk about, and we've seen it pretty light so far. The only reports we've seen are just only a tenth of an inch at the South Bend Regional Airport. We had a half an inch reported up in Benton Harbor. It's not coming down. It's very fine flakes, so it's not going to be adding up too much, but we could be adding some freezing drizzle to that as we head through the overnight hours. So that's what's making our headlines. We could be seeing this very light snow tonight plus freezing drizzle, and that's going to lead to slick roads both tonight and potentially into the first part of tomorrow as well. We'll have more details on your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Kevin.
All right, Cindy, thank you very much. A Baroda couple lost nearly everything after a fire tore through its home early this morning. The call came in just after 5:30 in the 9000 block of 2nd Street. The flames so large, 2 other departments were actually called to put them out. NewsCenter 16's Barbara Harrington is live in the newsroom tonight. And Barbara, do we know what exactly caused this blaze?
We don't, Kevin. It could be quite some time before investigators can even get inside that home. They have to wait for the insurance company to come out and assess the damage first. And what this family lost, you can't put a price on. A house known for bringing folks Christmas cheer.
Come and see it every year at Christmas and bring the kids because they always do such a great job decorating.
Was lit up with flames early Saturday morning.
All of a sudden we see this smoke in the basement and a flare of, fire flared up. So we just hightailed out and she tried to get the dogs out. They wouldn't want to come out there, get too scared.
Along with those 2 dogs, 12 cats died on the enclosed back porch, all of them strays the couple took in out of the kindness of their hearts.
I mean, it's just so sad to lose that many pets, to lose your home in the middle of winter.
As crews began boarding up what was left of the house in Saturday's snow, the family's sad story started to spread, and the close-knit community decided they had to help.
Some friends of ours knew them personally and said that they really needed some clothes, and we asked what sizes they needed, and they just happened to be the very size clothes that we had a bunch of things to get rid of, and we said, we'd do anything we could to help.
Proof that in small towns like Baroda, there's no season of giving because the community's compassion lasts all year long.
Our hearts break for them, and our prayers are with them.
And the community's already talking about organizing some fundraisers for the family to help them out. A neighbor tells us the couple's daughter also lives with them. She actually sleeps in the basement where the fire started. Luckily, she wasn't home at the time.
I'll tell you, Barbara, it's such a devastating loss, especially with all the Christmas decorations out there. Does the family have insurance to recover everything burnt in the blaze?
Well, they do have full coverage, but say there were so many things in that home they're never going to get back, like little knickknacks from when their kids were younger. But the important thing is that they did escape unharmed, that husband and wife. So at least they're okay despite this devastating loss.
And it sounds like the community coming together.
Yes, in times of need, they come together.
All right, Barbara, thank you very much.
More to come on NewsCenter 16.
Some Irish seasons have been oh so memorable. We'll take a look back at 1964 and 93.
And I'm WHME Sports Director Chuck Freeby. The Notre Dame women's basketball team is trying to make 2013 memorable too. Highlights of the Irish and top-ranked UConn come your way in sports.
And you'll want to be careful on the roads out there tonight and tomorrow as well. I'll have your forecast up next.
From WNDU, Weather Authority Cindy Clausen has your Storm Team 16 forecast.
Well, temperatures have remained fairly steady in the low to mid 30s as we've headed through the evening. 34 the current temperature right now in South Bend. As we take a look at the rest of the numbers, you factor in the winds out of the southwest at 16. It feels more like 24 degrees out there. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Temperatures around Michiana are pretty consistent as we see low 30s all across the board, low to mid 30s, anywhere from 31 to 34 degrees out there. As we head on over to 16 Doppler max, as we noticed earlier, there was some snow coming through parts of Michiana. It's very, very light, really, really small flakes, so it's not going to be packing up very much, but it doesn't take much to make those roads very slick out there, especially when we have the potential for some freezing drizzle in the overnight hours as well. As we take a look at the wider view of the satellite radar composite, we have a couple things going on. We have a wave coming from the southwest, but we also have a front coming from the northwest, and these two are kind of both going to be giving us a chance for this light snow and some freezing drizzle as we get through the next 12 to 18 hours or so. So let's put this into motion. You can see this area came through into the colder air, most of it falling as snow, but we could see a mix of some drizzle and some light snow as well. The front still off to our northwest. That's going to be coming through in the morning hours and will continue to push to the east. Then we'll have a chance for some lake effect on the back side of it. Here's what the future looks like with 16 Future Track. And we're going to start this off for you at midnight, and we're going to see the chance for some light snow continuing as we head through the overnight hours. And we're not looking at much, maybe around an inch or so overnight, especially in the northern locations. Here's 7 o'clock. The front's just making its way through Michiana. Potential for some lake effect behind it, but that should be pretty much out of here by the time we get into the evening hours. So I don't really see much in the way of accumulation tomorrow. As we get through the day then on Monday, those skies should be clearing out for us pretty well. So we'll be seeing a fair amount of sunshine. We'll see another cold front approaching that should stay off to our north. Then our attention is going to turn to later on in the week as we get into Thursday. We'll have another system coming up from the southwest with some much warmer air, and that's going to give us a chance for some rain. Here's your storm team, or here's your forecast, I say, for snow. Most folks tonight will be seeing between the coating to an inch, but we could see in the lake effect areas by the time it's all said and done tomorrow, up to 2 inches in spots. All right, so tonight we're looking for that light snow, freezing drizzle, 29 degrees for your overnight low. Tomorrow, 32 degrees, so very consistent temperatures. Still some snow and freezing drizzle, especially in the morning, and then some lake effect possible in the afternoon. Decreasing clouds tomorrow night down to 17. Here's your 7-day forecast. Look at it, gets up to 43 on Wednesday and again on Saturday. Good chance for some rain on Thursday.
72 degrees in Miami right now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, just remind everybody.
How bad
We're
we have
going to have to wait months for this.
Yeah, I would say so. I'll look at Notre Dame's almost trip to the national championship when we come back.
Irish Championship Moments, presented by the South Bend Silverhawks.
All week we're reliving Notre Dame's 11 consensus national championships, but there are 10 other memorable years when Notre Dame got title consideration. 2 of those seasons stand out for most Irish fans. First, 1964, Ara Parseghian's first season under the Dome. After a decade of subpar seasons, his squad got to 9-0 and number 1, but a last-second score by USC in the season finale kept the Irish from winning it all. Then there was the latest flirtation with perfection, 1993. A win over Florida State vaulted the Irish to the top, but a loss to a BC team a week later burst the bubble, and a Cotton Bowl win could not get them back to number 1. At some places, the memories and accolades from 64 and 93 would be reason enough to hang title banners. But at Notre Dame, they're just known for being oh so close.
You know, South Bend taking every opportunity to celebrate its team. The Center for History proudly displaying an entire gallery dedicated to Notre Dame history. God Country Notre Dame focuses on the growth and development of the university during the 35 years that Father Hesburgh was president. Features include accomplishments through the country and world, like Hesburgh's many presidential appointments. Notre Dame's women's basketball team hit the jackpot today against top-ranked UConn. WHME Sports Director Chuck Freeby has those highlights when we return.
NewsCenter 16's Countdown to the National Championship, presented by The Auto Park.
We are T-minus 45 hours from kickoff between Notre Dame and Alabama for college football's national championship. And for Irish fans, it's like waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. Except no kid wonders if Santa's going to run the ball down their throat. Our coverage continues as Sports Director Jeff Jeffers and Angelo DiCarlo join us from Miami.
Well, very busy Saturday it turned out to be for Brian Kelly, and we don't mean just preparing for the national championship game. A 1-hour media session at Media Day, and then a very special presentation later in the night.
Yeah, he was presented the Eddie Robinson Award by the Football Writers Association of America and the Fiesta Bowl, which is emblematic of the Coach of the Year. You go 12-0 with the schedule Notre Dame played, you're going to get Coach of the Year.
Yeah, and when you get Coach of the Year and you've got Notre Dame in the national championship at 12-0, you might get some interest from the NFL. Kelly asked Saturday if any NFL teams have contacted him. He did not confirm or deny, but did say none of that matters right now.
All that stuff is secondary to this football game. My focus, this is the biggest game that I've ever been involved in. So my focus is 100% on this football game. All that other stuff, that happens when you're winning football games. I've been through this a lot in my career. It's flattering if there is interest, which I don't know that there is. But again, those are such a secondary topic for me right now. It's all about this game. I think, from my perspective, I've got the best job in the country. NFL, college, high school, it doesn't matter. So I just look at the place that I'm at and thankful for the opportunity that I have.
I don't think the rumors of any NFL job are going to have an impact on this team or Brian Kelly. He's very, very happy at Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's not going to have any effect on the national championship game. Will he stay or will he go? It ultimately depends on, is there really interest? Is a team going to really call?
Right.
But that is next week. That is not an issue this week.
I talked to Mike Wilcox, who is Brian's business representative. He said nothing's going on.
Well, he would say that right now. We'll just have to wait and see on that. For Jeff Jeffers, I'm Angelo DiCarlo, NewsCenter 16.
A reminder, we have so much to tell you about this game, we can't fit it into one countdown. It would look like Louis Nix wearing Anja's sport coat. So join us Sunday and Monday night at 7 for 2 Countdown to Kickoff specials right here on Channel 16. Today begins a unique span of 4 days when Notre Dame will have 3 teams either playing the #1 team or for the #1 ranking. The trilogy began with women's basketball facing top-ranked UConn. Hall of Fame coaches Gino Auriemma and Muffet McGraw squaring off at Gamble Pavilion, and the All-American Skylar Diggins with 2 of her 19 to help Notre Dame get off to a quick start. Indiana's own Kelly Ferris always plays well against the Irish. 13 points, 11 rebounds for Ferris. Michaela Mabry was the unsung hero for Notre Dame today. 3 threes, 11 points still in the second half. Stephanie Dolson with 2 of her 19. Notre Dame trails by 5, but down the stretch, Kayla McBride with 2 of her game-high 21. Then Diggins hits 2 free throws with 49 seconds left to put the Irish on top. Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis misses the 3 with 9 seconds left, and Notre Dame beats UConn for the 5th time in the last 6 tries, toppling the Huskies 73-72. A little easier opponent for the Irish men as they open Big East play against Seton Hall. Eric Atkins had 17 points and 10 assists for the Irish, but early on the Cosby show. Not Theo, but Aaron Cosby for Seton Hall. He had 21. Here's how you lead the Big East in double-doubles. Jack Cooley with the offensive board, and even though he's triple-teamed, he scores 19 points, 13 boards for the Cool One today. Star of the game, Scott Martin, the Valpo native, 6 out of 7 from three-point range. He had 22 points. He dialed long distance more than your mom as the Irish beat Seton Hall 93-74.
I think you just got to believe everyone's going in, and every time I let go of the ball, I feel like it's going to go in, and you got to believe in yourself. I know my teammates believe in me, and I get yelled at if I don't shoot it, so I shot it.
In East Lansing, Matt Painter and Purdue looking to go 2-0 in Big Ten play when Tyrone Johnson puts home this dunk. Purdue and Michigan State tied at 38 in the second half. But Sparty's Gary Harris reins in 6 threes of his own today. He had 22. Michigan State wallops Purdue 84-61. And wild card weekend in the NFL began today right here on NBC in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers had no problem with Minnesota. John Kuhn plows in from the 3. One of his 2 touchdowns on the night. He can go take a Lambeau leap. Green Bay wins it 24-10. And in the AFC, Arian Foster ran for 140 yards, and this touchdown, I'll spare you the 4 Texan field goals, as Houston knocks Cincinnati from the playoffs for the 2nd straight season, 19-13, and we are out of time for sports.
All right. Always enjoy a good Angelo crack.
Well, the blue on black. When you can make Jeffers look like a fashion plate in South Florida, really, Ange has gone above and beyond. And how does he stay so pasty in the sun?
Right, yeah, and then Jeffers is all red in the face. We'll get Versace down there, see if they can help him out.
I doubt it.
City has a look at your forecast when we come back. Well, if you think it's cold here in Michiana, don't move to China. The country's 2nd largest waterfall has frozen. The Hukou waterfall, located in northwest China, at a sudden drop in the Yellow River, is frozen totally. Sections of the river froze and filled the waterfall with chunks of ice. Experts expect the ice to fall by late March or early April. Maybe we'll be thawed out by then, too. Yeah. Who knows, Cindy?
They're getting some really cold temperatures.
It
up
looks
in northern
frigid
China.
up there.
Very, very cold. It's cold here tonight, but it's not going to get much cold. The temperature is actually pretty steady. We do have some light snow out there on 16 Doppler max. It's coming down. It's really, really fine. It's not going to amount to much, but we can add that to some potential freezing drizzle tonight and into the early part of tomorrow, and that can make the roads pretty slick out there, even though we don't pile it up very much. 32 for your high tomorrow, with a chance for some snow changing to lake effect snow then as we get into the afternoon.
43, not looking too bad. SNL is next with host Louis C.K. and musical guest Fun. Cindy and I will then see you tomorrow morning for 16 Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Good night.